We're going to make such a pretty card today. It's a birthday card. And I'm going to show you the original card, and then I'm going to modify it for this Facebook Live with different colors. But the paper that we're using is on sale. It's 15% off. It's the You're a Peach Designer Series paper, and there's quite a few Designer Series papers on sale. To learn about those papers, just go to my blog, www.stampingtoshare.com, and on any one of the posts that I've created in July, you'll find information about our Designer Series paper sale. Only through July, so time is running out. So be sure to get that paper that you wanted at a 15% discount. Thank you in advance for sharing. I truly appreciate it. And I'm going to announce the winners right now. So just give me a chance to flip the camera down and we'll get started. All right, here's the winners from our very last Facebook Live. Congratulations to Rose and Jean. If you are Rose or Jean and you see your name here, contact me and give me your address and I'll mail out these pretty 2021-2023 in color jewels. You can contact me at stampingtoshare@gmail.com. So congratulations to our winners. Now, our giveaway is going to be something that I really love from the mini catalog that just retired. And I was in shock that Stampin' Up! Retired this ribbon because it's so beautiful and so gorgeous. It's called Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon. I actually bought a few extras because it ties so beautifully. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it just makes the most beautiful bows. It's so soft, it's so gorgeous, it's so easy to work with. But they discontinued it. So now I have a few extra rolls and I thought, well, okay, I'll give them away because, I mean, you're going to love them as much as I do. So if you'd like to be in the giveaway for the Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon, I've got 2 full rolls here that I'll be giving away. All you have to do is share this video with your friends or on your timeline. Let me know that you've shared and you will be in the drawing, and I will select a couple of names and announce them on my next Facebook Live, which will be on Tuesday, July 27th. So there we go. All right, let's look at the card. This is the card we're making today. Oh, so pretty, right? And these are the colors that I used in the card. We've got Pear Pizzazz, Pale Papaya, and Calypso Coral. This is what the inside looks like. And the card we're going to make today is going to use these colors. We're going to have, again, Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, but we're switching out the Pear Pizzazz for Balmy Blue. And we're also going to switch out the Designer Series paper. So let me give you a look at the Designer Series paper. It's so gorgeous. So here it is. It's called You're a Peach Designer Series paper. And again, this is on sale during July, 15% off. Quite a few of my customers have been enjoying it. And I also gave it out as a paper perk about a month ago. So a lot of people were impressed with it once they got their perk in the mail. All right, then the other things that we're going to use are, of course, the Sweet as a Peach bundle. This is what that looks like. And we are going to also use a couple of dies from the Tasteful Labels dies. Because if you notice on the card, we have some beautiful layering here going on the front where we're putting our birthday sentiment. And that, again, is with the Tasteful Labels dies. The next thing we're going to use is, I've got these cute little flowers on here. So we're going to accent those. I know you can't even see them. Let me see if they show up a little better on this. We're going to accent those with champagne rhinestones. So look how pretty and sparkly they are. This is just a little bit of a full pack because I don't even have a full pack to show you today. We have Pale Papaya ink and Balmy Blue ink. Those are the colors we'll use on the card today. But I also used Pear Pizzazz on the card that I just showed to you, so I wanted to bring that out as well. We are going to use some twine. Stampin' Up! Came up with a new twine pack. It's called Basic Essentials Baker's Twine. It includes 5 colors. So the colors that are included in this pack include Very Vanilla, Basic White, Basic Black, Crumb Cake, and Gray Granite. And we're going to be using the Basic White today. We're going to use this panel on the inside of the card, but we're also going to use it as a template for the front of the card. So I'll explain that in a minute. So I'm going to set that aside. Then we have some panels of Designer Series paper. So I'm going to set this 3/4 inch strip aside for the moment because that is going to go on our inside panel. And these are the 2 strips that we're going to be putting, not attaching, but putting onto our template to make sure that we have them perfectly sized for the front of our card. So let me flip this over and I'll show you how we're going to do this. So the first thing we have is a 1.5 inch by 5.25 inch panel of the striped paper. And we're going to line this up on the template right here. And we're going to be putting glue right there. So I am going to add my glue. We've got about 1/2 inch to spare or so. So I'm going to just put a strip of glue down that whole right side of that striped paper. Then we're going to overlay, using this as our template, this beautiful piece of Designer Series paper from the You're a Peach Designer Series paper pack. And it's 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And using the Basic White back here as my template, I'm going to lay it down over the top of the glue, and I'm just going to just kind of shimmy that in. You can do that with glue. You can get it just perfect. So again, I use that Basic White in the background as my template. And then you can pull this away, and you will have an economic front for your card, because we are not using a full 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel of Designer Series paper. We're cutting that Designer Series paper down a little bit. So now what we're going to do next is we're going to take some Basic White twine from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. I am going to cut this. And we're going to wrap that just like we would wrap it normally. So I've got some Scotch tape here. I'm going to just put it right there on the seam, flip it over, and add my Scotch tape to the back. And now it's ready to go onto the front of our card. So let's bring that card front in. So here we have our Pear Pizzazz. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this is going to be the front of our card. Then we're going to take this wonderful panel that we've put together with our 4 by 5 1/4 inch template. And we're just going to glue that right onto the front of our card. And it's going to fit perfectly with a great, nice and even border all the way around. So let me go ahead and take some multi-purpose liquid glue. And we can go ahead and just set this right on the front of our card. All right, so let's do the inside panel here quickly. We have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel of Basic White. We're going to take a 3/4 inch strip of this paper, and then we can go ahead and we will trim it even with the edge. So we are going to again grab the multi-purpose liquid glue, add a little bit down here at the bottom, and add our strip. Now if you're a little scared to put paper down before stamping, then feel free to go ahead and stamp first and attach your paper second. Then just flip it over and trim it even with the edge. So simple. So now we're going to stamp, and I'm going to do Balmy Blue and Pale Papaya. And we've got a couple of tiny, tiny little flowers that we're going to stamp up here in the corner. So I've got my Pale Papaya. And just put those in wherever, just so they add a cute little touch up there. All right, then we're going to take, so the front is going to say happy birthday. So on the inside, it's going to say have a peachy day. That's pretty cute for a summer birthday. So we're gonna open this up. Actually, my dad would love this card. It might look feminine to you, but it would be perfect for him. He absolutely adores peaches. He even had a peach tree, and in Minnesota, it's difficult to have a peach tree because of the fact that they freeze out every year. So he kept it in this like moving, this great big giant pot that was on wheels, so he could move it in and out of the shed to store it for winter so it wouldn't freeze out. But one winter it just got so cold that it even froze out in the shed. So that was kind of the end of his peach tree. But he literally did get peaches, and he was always so proud of them. All right, so there's our inside panel. So we're just gonna take this and we're gonna use some, let me find it, some Stampin' Seal to put at the top here. And we're just gonna set this in just like so. So let me grab the Tasteful Labels dies, and I did do this in advance, but I want to show you what I did. So you're gonna need some scraps of paper. I've got scraps of Pear Pizzazz, and you're going to cut out one of these shapes. And then I've got scraps of basic white, and you are going to cut out this shape here so you can see how that was done. Then you are also going to need some scraps of Calypso Coral and a scrap of the Pale Papaya. And you're going to use those little tiny dies that look like this on your set from your bundle. So I did put the bundle in here. So that would go there, and this little tiny thing would go here. And then you'd run that through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you'll have all these little pieces. So here is our Pear Pizzazz panel that's going to go on the front of the card. Here is the basic white panel. Again, these are from the Tasteful Labels dies. And we're, again, going to use the Balmy Blue ink. We're going to ink up the happy birthday and just stamp that. These are photopolymer stamps, so you can see right through them. Super, super handy, especially if you are a new stamper, because it makes it really easy to know right where to put your sentiments. All right. So next we're going to flip this over, and I want to put this here so you can see what I'm doing too. We are going to use some Stampin' Seal on the back. And we're going to set this in right here into our Pear Pizzazz. So just go ahead and put that in there so everything looks fairly even, fairly straight. That looks good. And then what we're going to do is add this to our card with Stampin' Dimensionals. And then get your card that you're working with, and you're gonna set this in about right here. Just center it in about an inch from the bottom. There we go. Then you're gonna wanna make a little bow. So again, we're going to grab the twine, and you could put the twine around here and tie the bow directly onto the twine if you want to. I don't want to, because I have a hard time making my bows look good when I do it that way. So I just make a bow straight off the roll, because I'm really good at that. So then bring those little tails in. Oh my goodness, so cute. So look at my cute little bow. I should show you up close and personal. See? Oh my goodness, it's so cute. I love it. So once you have your bow created, I am going to trim that. So I keep one scissors just for trimming ribbon and twine. that I use for nothing else, although once in a while when I forget to put my other scissors out, I do use it. Then you're going to take some glue dots. I'm going to put my bow on with the take your pick tool. So I take a glue dot off the roll and I just sort of crunch it all together. And then I put it on I put the glue dot right here onto the card, right where I want it to go. So right up here on top of the twine. And then you can add your bow right over the top of the glue dot. Make sure the knot is over the top. And then you have this cute little accent on your card. But we're going to accent it even more. Here you'll notice I put some little flowers with champagne rhinestones in. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. All right, so I did prepare 3 of them for my card. And I'm going to show you how I prepared them. So before the video started, I took my glue and I added tiny little drops of glue to these pale papaya flowers. I'll show you real close. And that makes like a little homemade glue dot because then it dries into like a little tiny glue dot. Then I'm going to use the take your pick tool and we're going to pick up one of these little calypso coral flowers and just set that right over the top. And then that little mini glue dot will grab that. So then you have your tiny little flowers ready to go. But to put them on the card, it's helpful if you put them on with a glue dot. So you can just set those right on top of your glue dots like this. And then you can take your pick tool and add them to your cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. And then I've got a couple over here that I've already prepared. And here is another way to add your flowers to your project. Now this is not quite done because we want to use some champagne rhinestones, because when you create these little homemade glue dots, well, there's kind of these big holes in the flowers, and this little area where there's a hole is sticky. So it's helpful to put a champagne rhinestone right over the top of that sticky part and use the little tiny rhinestones because that way you can still see all around the flower. And if you don't want to fuss with flowers because it's too much fussing, then go ahead and just use the rhinestones because of course you want to have a little something sparkly on your card. So this is the card. Isn't it pretty? And then here's the card that I did in advance so you can see just exactly how you can take the same pack of designer series paper and make cards from it. Just different looks from the same pack of paper. All right, everyone, thank you again. I appreciate the shares that you've done, and I also appreciate that you've tuned in today. Again, if you want to see any information about the Designer Series paper sale, you can go to my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com and you'll find some information there about the paper sale. Have a great day, everyone, and have a great weekend. I truly appreciate you.